managing thousands of people. Hello, everybody, book club. Saturday. We are reading Beach Money chapters 21 through 24. So, first chapter was called Managing Your Team. So one of the first sentences that popped out to me was, your job when sponsoring someone is to simply get them started. It is not your job to manage them. Each person who joins you as an independent business owner is responsible for his or her own business. If you plan on managing thousands of people, you'll have a big problem. There's not enough hours in a day. The formula for burnout is the belief that you must manage your whole team. I really resonated with this chapter a lot, just because, like, personally, like on a personal level, like you want to help people, right? You want to help people. You want to be there for them, like, every way. And, like, sometimes I could struggle with just, like, like people pleasing and really wanting, like, to be there and, like, make them feel, good and solid all of the time. And in, like, my experience of doing that, very stressful, very stressful to manage somebody else's emotions, manage somebody else's experience. And from what it, like, talked about in this chapter, like, that's not our job. It's not our job to do that, right? It's our job to expose them to what's possible, to show them the way, to guide them, to lead by example, but not manage them. The best way that I learned how to lead is by example. If you want somebody to do something, you have to do it. And you have to do it 10 times before that person does it, like, one time. And so, yeah, so really, really resonated with this chapter. What else did I talk about? That's it. Any other phone calls or visits are strictly social or a periodic coaching call. It is not your job to manage your people. If you need to manage all your people and their people, your group will only grow as far as you can reach, arm's length. You will limit your growth to only the people you can personally work with. Think about it. How big will your group really become if all your organizational growth depends on you? Again, your job is to simply get your new distributor started and then work with somebody new. It is not your job to answer all the questions of all the people in your group. Your job is to train your new person to answer the questions for their new people. Everyone is responsible for the new people they bring in. If I had to manage thousands of people in my entire group, I would go crazy. So, again, definitely have resonated with this one. I know, like, even, like, just, I'm like an oldest sister of 4, and I'm always trying to, like, cover everybody and just be there, like, with them. And so, like, just in different ways, this is a really good analogy of just understanding that, we're not responsible for other people. We are here to lead them, to guide them, to lead by example, to show them the way. But at the end of the day, everybody, is responsible, like, for themselves and for, like, just a couple of people that they are able to, like, directly influence. Like, we can only go so far. So that's why we build, systems for duplication, right? And we're, like, duplicating ourselves. That's why the best way to lead is by example. Okay, so next chapter, network marketing do's and don'ts. I'll just pick one. Don't make excuses for what you do. Don't cut corners. Hold on. Don't quit when things get. So one that I wanted to talk about that, like, really stood out for me, like, this is the one that I was like, okay, let me pay attention to this one, because this is one, okay. So number 4, don't go all the way on the first date. A relationship must come before marriage. Focus on getting to know the other person, understanding a little bit about what makes them tick. I know you are excited and you want to share your business with the world. You have a better chance of acceptance if you get to know the other person before you tell them all of the business. Just saying. If you find yourself presenting all over a person and you don't know anything about them, stop it. So I've definitely done that so many times. Like, even now, like, I get really, really excited, get excited about what we're building, get excited about what we're doing, and I just want to tell them all about it. I want to tell them about all the things, all the people, all the, the events, all the growth, all the stuff. And what I have learned, not many people really care. People do not care until they know how much you care. People don't care until they know how much what you got going on can help them personally. And so before you tell, so like you can have an amazing product. I mean, we have an amazing organization. We have an amazing group of people. We have all the value, right? But if somebody cannot see how that can personally influence them and impact them, it doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter, you know? So that's one thing that I've had to like, really focus on and like slow down with my excitement and ask questions and like, get to know people and see what it is, like what they want and where they're at and how what it is that we have to offer, can help them specifically, and then tailor like the conversation for them to see the vision. Because another thing too, you can't just like tell somebody that this is for them, like directly like that. You can't be like, oh, this is going to work for you. But you have to like, craft the conversation you have to explain the vision, right? You have to explain the vision on how what we have can help them specifically for what it is that they want. So that's something that I like resonated with. That I really focus on. For that chapter, let's see. I'll just say one more thing. In the next chapter, I talked about strategies, beach money strategies. And one of the most important ones to me that I'm gonna like focus on too is being the most well-connected person that you know. Yeah, like in the paragraph it says, I made a personal choice to be the one with the biggest Rolodex. I wanted to be known as the person who has the connections in case anyone needed something from me. I built a huge Rolodex and created relationships with many successful entrepreneurs. If I needed a publisher, if I knew a publisher, if I needed an interior designer, if I knew a great interior designer, if someone needed a good roofer, I could quickly introduce them to an exceptional roofer. As a result of being a well-connected beach money entrepreneur, I can now quickly and easily call on anyone in my network and ask them for a favor. I rarely ask for favors, but when I call on someone in my network and ask them to take a look at an opportunity, most will immediately say yes because I have built a reputation of integrity and trustworthiness. Not everyone will partner with me, but the ones who do are well-connected people who have a big impact right from the start. This is one that I've been like a principle I've been really focusing on developing as myself is, being like a well-connected person, like making those intentional relationships and, just like really getting to know people and like adding, your network is your net worth. And, maybe somebody isn't like for the business right now or for like what we have going on right now, but you never know, maybe somebody who knows someone who needs something in that area, right? We can't just like throw people off just because they can't join our organization right now. Being a well-connected person, I feel like is one of the strategies that like really stood out to me and one that I want to continue to focus on because I've just, seen the results of that. I've experienced the results of that. And it's one of the things, to be honest, is like something that I like personally have to like work through when it comes to like people. I don't know. Okay. And I believe that is all I want to share. I highlighted 100 things. Okay, I'll share one last thing. Chapter 24, freedom. Beach money is real and available to you today. Here are a few truths to consider as you build your dream life. And I just want to go down to number 4, ongoing residual income. By focusing on an opportunity that pays you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for your work that you do just one time, you can grow substantial beach money income. Obviously, ongoing residual income is the name of the game. It's a big reason why all of us are here. And it's just something that, I've been focused on, we've all been focusing on, and just, finding different ways to make that happen, getting more specific. And honestly, like keeping the end in mind, like with that, like recently I've been, working on different ways of residual income. And sometimes the task to get these certain things done are really, really freaking tedious. And I have to remind myself like, okay, Amber, it's going to be tedious today. It's going to be tedious this week. But once you are done with this task, you never have to do it again. And you can get paid for it over and over. I mean, I'll have to do it again, but like not for this specific thing. And you can get paid for it forever. So that's like stuck out to me. It's like remembering what the goal is, keeping the end in mind. So that is what I got from this chapter, from this book. Loved it. Got a lot of value. Okay, I am done. Who wants to go Next.
My apologies, y'all. I just got a phone call. Sam looks like he's ready, so I'm gonna let my mans grab that thing and then I'll tune in after. Boom.
Got y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up to book club. Happy Saturday. It's so great to see y'all. We made it to the weekend, y'all. We made it to the end of the book. This is exciting. This book is one of them ones. If you are a little late, just hit the audio. It's like 2-3 hours. I just listened to the whole book yesterday. Just get the whole refresh, get the whole overall picture of the book. And thank you, Amber, for going over that, like with the specific details in the chapters. You know what I want to put out, touch base is, man, people want handouts. People want the answers. They just want the secret sauce, and they don't want to put in the work. They want to take shortcuts. They want to cut corners, but they don't realize that the corners that they're cutting are affecting their future. It's not affecting their desire for one right now. I'll give an example. Like, I have a buddy that, I'm telling him to get into this, but he said, I can't afford it. I can't take off my Disney Plus, my Netflix, my Hulu, my all streaming services for my kids. I can't sacrifice that. So I had to kind of reframe his mind. I said, look, bro, you're not sacrificing what you want right now, but what are you sacrificing? Because choosing to not do something is a choice as well. So you're not sacrificing, today, but you're sacrificing your future, your whole future. So just what also he said is like, like Amber said, the Rolodex, man, like somebody got mugged, and the last thing he wanted to do, he said, I'll give my wallet, I'll give my phone, I'll give my watch, I give whatever, but do not take my Rolodex, because he knows, like Amber pointed out, that well-connected people are it's who like he knows that if he got everything taken away from him, he can call anybody on that Rolodex and say, hey, I need help. And he's well connected, and he's built that rapport and that relationship, not just on like, a business standpoint, but from a true friendship. When you build that true relationship, I mean, people will come and, pick you up on the side of the road no matter what. If you've taken the time and not take shortcuts to build that relationship. Let me see what else I have down. Yeah, Jason put everything in this book, man. Like, really learn from his mistakes. He put every mistake he has out there. Mind you, every year he was switching companies. He was switching companies from company, losing his integrity. Everybody started making fun of him, say, oh, he's on to another get rich quick scheme. And when you treat it like that, people view it like that. You say he was in it for a year, it didn't work, he switched. So they're seeing him, not fully involved. He doesn't truly care. So why would anybody else care? It wasn't until, he found, the right position that he needed to be in, and doubled down, stuck to it, showed loyalty and stopped. And he also puts out just little things not to do in network marketing. Like, and if you go through that chapter, it's really explanatory that, certain things we don't say, and that was really mindful to keep aware of that. So I also have, but what comes with that is believing in yourself, y'all. Like, believe in yourself that this is what we're doing. Accept it, the faster you do that, the easier it'll be, to really understand what we're trying to do here. Because, I mean, we are in the States, this product we have is truly life changing, but I know it's a little harder to see that in the States when, $500 a month, doesn't really, it helps, but it doesn't change lives here like it is doing in like Nigeria or the Philippines. So what we have here truly is a life-changing product. You just have to believe and be excited, show that excitement, show people, what we really have to offer. And like Amber said, man, people aren't going to care until you show them that you care more than them. So, man, this book was one of them ones. I really just, I am probably going to listen to this again. And I actually got the Better Than Beach money because I'm so excited. Let me see if anybody else is ready to go while I end this out so I can call on y'all. But this book is one of them ones. I appreciate, our leaders putting this on the list for us, and I'll keep it at that, man. I appreciate y'all.
RT, you ready?
Sorry, y'all. 1 second. What can someone else 1 second go? And then I got you guys, I promise. I'm wrapping this up. Last second type of phone call. My bad, y'all.
I can go real quick. Again, I have not really had the time to read the book, but I'm gonna take a card out of Sam's play, and I'm gonna just listen through the full audio after this call. But from what I've heard, that's the reason why I need it. Because, like, I say it all the time, Steele says it all the time, Marcus says it all the time. There's a limited amount of time that you have to be able to execute on the goals and the game plan that you have. And as real as it is, you gotta burn your shit. And it's going to take more than just burning your ships. You gotta burn your ships and watch from the shore as it literally like falls into the water and just drowns itself. There's no other way to make this work. There's no other way. So with that being said, with that being known, and with that being imprinted in your mind, how do you execute on everything that you want to attain the beach money that you want to have? Simplest answer, do the work. Do the work. Whether you're tired, whether you're stressed out, whether you're frustrated, whether you're depressed, whether you're irritated, whether you want to throw your head through a wall, whether your kids are screaming their entire head off, do the work. Because at the end of the day, everybody's got the same 24 hours, and don't nobody really care about your excuses. Because everybody's got their stuff. So you can either be the person that chooses to do the work, chooses to execute, or you can be the person that chooses to sit on the sidelines and watch as everything goes the way you thought it would with you on the sideline. And as real, yes, choosing to do nothing is still a choice. And that's not a choice that I want to make. So as real as it is, sorry, I'm pulling a U-turn here real quick. But as real as it is, those are your only two options. And the more I read, the more I've been like listening to everybody, the more I've been like doing little snippets of reading when I can. It just shows proof that, like, you know, the only way to get it is to do it. Sam said it. You can't cut corners. You can't not actually care about people. It's 2024. So if everybody can see through the fake and see that you don't really care about their situation, they're not going to want to work with you. Period. Point blank. So get a new level of care, get a new level of drive, figure out your why, and execute on your why while helping everybody else execute on theirs as well. And I'll say this, I made a post about this the other day. Choose to serve. Choose to serve, point blank, period. And the reason why I say that is even when everything doesn't go your way, it still goes your way. If you choose to serve and be a servant leader and have a servant's heart, what ends up happening in that moment is not only do you serve other people and other people see the value that you bring to the table, so they want to be around that and see how they can be a beneficial person to the planet. At the same time, like when you serve other people, you serve yourself. There is no greater feeling on planet Earth, and I can vouch for this. As many free tours as I've done as a musician, where I told them, I'm like, look, if this is what you're doing, if you're going to these places just to like, I went on tours, and no joke, our entire goal was to clean up the community, get a bunch of people to come to a church service and see if they wanted to accept God into their life. And it was great. What I really got from that is, regardless of whether they say yes or no to God, serve them anyway. Why? That's what Jesus did. So, with that being said, choose to serve. And yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. But choose your heart. You can either be the person that chooses to serve in this mix, and what will end up happening from that is everything that you want, your people and your people's people will attain. Or you can be the person that chooses to do what we're not supposed to do in this business, manipulate people and convince them to do all these different types of things with you, but then you don't even execute on your own game plan. They don't see what's going on, and then they drop out of your business. Choose your heart. Choose your heart. Because as real as it is, the only way you're going to get the success you want is if you help somebody else get there. Point blank, period. So choose to serve. And the reason I say that is actually because Curtis is on this call, and I chose in a situation where I was going through some of the most dire hell that I was going through. I chose to be like, you know what? How I'm going to make myself feel better in this case is I'm going to serve. I'm going to choose to serve. I'm going to help Curtis get himself together. And we ended up taking the trade. And yes, it didn't go for profit. We got stopped out. But the biggest thing being, Curtis was happy that I actually got to teach him how to execute trade. Serve first. Point blank, period. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Know that was like completely off topic from the book. I'm sorry, but that was just something that's been on my heart.
Ro, you can go ahead and go. I know you have your hand up.
Roshizi. What's up, girl? Let me go to the bathroom first. All good. I'm gonna take the mic then on that one, you know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. My apologies. I had literally 5 unexpected phone calls. I had to figure out some stuff, you know what I'm saying, on the part-time gig that I got going on. But I appreciate y'all being patient, and shout out to all the fire, value, and insight already on the book. Y'all, if you have not read this book, whether or not you're in the industry of direct sales, I highly recommend it. Just for chapter, let me see. We touched on it earlier, but chapter, I think it was 23. Yeah, 23, strategies for creating beach money. Because at the end of the day, y'all, a regular dollar fails to compare to a passive residual dollar. First time anybody taught me that was from a anesthesiologist. If you guys know, anesthesiologists, they are the highest paid profession here in the United States of America. They make buku bread, you know what I'm saying? And somebody who is wanting to be in the medical industry, I did some time, I've met a lot of anesthesiologists, but first time I've heard this statement that a residual dollar is greater than a regular dollar. It came out of the mouth of somebody who literally made the most money in a career here in the United States. And it blew my mind away. And I'm like, bro, why? So in terms of like strategies you can implement in your life, chapter 23 alone is absolutely surreal. And I loved Amber's take on terms of becoming the most well-connected person you know. I'm grateful for that man, Mikhail Still. If you know this man's beach money strategy, he is a natural born connector. He's got a lot of individuals that he can get people in tune with so that they're added value and there are able to be results along the way, regardless of what you got going on or what you're doing. If you're in the form of entrepreneurship, you're able to actually win through relationships and resources. You just got to know how to leverage them and how to use it to your advantage. So shout out Mikhail. He's definitely taught me how to implement that in my life. And it's been really cool to be able to like, all right, what do you got? what do you need? Where are you at? Where are you trying to go? And who do I know in the in between that can help you get there? You know, and that has been absolutely amazing. So shout out my boy. Another strategy I wanted to touch on real quick was honestly a few of them. And I'm just gonna, bro, make friends without an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Are you chopping up with people just for business, or are you actually trying to build an intentional relationship? These are some of the insights that I had as I was reading the book. Number 4, create memorable experiences for yourself and for others. As you know, at TGF, we say that experiences create expansion. When you're able to form not only relationships, but also memories, good times, enjoyment. Like I high key think about our South by Southwest showcase that we did out here in Austin. I got to kick it with Rigo, Joanna, my boy Nito was in the cut. Imani came and pulled out. Amber was vibing. We were literally getting and having a good time. And through that, like I'll always hold those memories. And as we move forward, I understand that like that little experience did so much for us, and that we are going to be able to provide that as we have, but in a greater fashion moving forward, because it's done that for us and you've been able to have a good time through the process. So shout out experiences. Number 7 was invest in yourself and in others. At the end of the day, you put your money, your time, your energy in things that you value most. So if you tell somebody you value them, be willing to invest in them. And if you don't, then don't say it. I literally, one of my biggest pet peeves on the planet are people who don't say what they mean or mean what they say. Say what you mean and mean what you say, or don't say it at all. So if you're going to tell somebody like, hey, bro, I value you, then invest in them. And it doesn't have to be $1, $100, $100K, $1,000. You genuinely just need to be there for people and actually show up in the way that you said you would. If you are unwilling to take your spotlight off yourself and someone else, then you're losing the game, and you might as well not even talk to that individual, because you're not going to make it about them. You are genuinely going to make it just about you. And what I've learned is that only causes more issues rather than getting you to where it's at. Shout out my boy Cam talking about serving others, because you genuinely can change your entire paradigm and fulfill your calling, because we're all called to serve one another. Boom. Number 9 was act and adjust. Don't analyze. Most people get into paralysis by overanalysis. I remembered it. So what does he mean by that? Sometimes you're just overthinking it. If you can just learn and apply, aka act, and then receive whatever the result is or whatever it went down, and adjust, tweak. Me and Mikhail do this often, like literally every Sunday. I'm excited for our call tomorrow because we've been moving and grooving out here. But every Sunday we chop it up like, all right, bro, what went well? Where do we suck? How can we improve? Who needs our help? Who's in tune? So like being able to have an accountability partner, somebody who has an outside perspective. That's why I believe in paying for mentorship. That's why I believe in paying for actual guidance, because you'll have an outside and another angle that can help you guide along the process to where you really want to go. Boom. And then number 10, which I think is amazing. Focus on your people skills more than you focus on your technical skills. How are you communicating? How is your emotional intelligence? It's crazy, y'all. I had an amazing, powerful conversation with a powerful creator herself, Miss Amber, yesterday. And we were talking about a lot of these things. So it was kind of wild, like how things were in tune. But you've got to be willing to understand and build your patience, understand and build your wisdom, understand and build your own biases and your own weaknesses so that you can improve on them. At the end of the day, people don't sign up with a company or a product. They sign up with you. Meaning, like, if you're buying a car from somebody, like, yes, you might need a car, but you're going to buy it from somebody who actually has personal, communicational, and leadership skills versus somebody who doesn't, because they created rapport with you and you are able to actually trust and build an actual connection with that person. I just know, like, if I ain't vibing with you at the dealership, I ain't buying no car with you. You know what I'm saying? You better come correct when you speak with me. But through that process, like, just be mindful that you got to be continuously working on yourself. Strategy number 11, outsource as much as possible. Shout out TGF Network, shout out PC. Like, we've been, shout out DMM, shout out ATX. We've all been outsourcing things. If you think about it, we leverage an e-learning platform. We do not own the products and services. We have the rights to use them and distribute them to others. So through that process, like, we did not have to create them, nor do we have to maintain them. Outsource, it's what businesses do. You know what I'm saying? If you have that paradigm you'll be able to move effectively. As a marketing agency owner with my boy Mikhail, we outsource a lot. We do a whole lot, and we outsource teams that are already in place that we did not put there. So what I'm saying is you got to be able to outsource and understand what you need so you can move forward. Boom. Bam. And then what I wanted to touch on real quick. So for those who did not read, I wanted to touch on those real quick because I feel like that's very applicable to regardless of what you got going on. It's business, period. If you can do these principles, you can create residual income. Yes, sir. Money is arbitrage. Quit playing with my guy. This man Sam snapping today. All right, cool. Network marketing do's and don'ts. I say it's life do and don'ts, okay? And I'm gonna just touch on a couple that I feel like people tend to overlook. And this is what I've seen over the past almost a decade of being in this space. But number one, don't make excuses for what you do. In other words, take full responsibility. If you lacked or you were in a terrible place in a situation, then take responsibility of it. You know what I'm saying? I find myself in a very difficult situation to this day, and I'm taking full on responsibility for the things that I did or I did not do. I'm not making excuses for it. I just am taking it and I'm moving forward with a better understanding so that I can improve. Number two, don't cut corners on the important things. Man, everybody wants the long-term gain in the shortest way possible. And I'm sorry, that's just not how life works. So if you're unwilling to pay the price, then you're better off quitting. I don't recommend you quit because you're capable. What I'm saying is, if you're going to choose, as my guy Sam talked about, if you're going to choose to go after a life that most people don't, then you've got to be willing to do what most people won't. You've got to sacrifice. You got to prioritize. It's crazy how things were in alignment because I'm literally talking about prioritization this coming week. So y'all make sure y'all come in to the actual weekly huddle this Wednesday. But don't cut corners on the important things. My guy, I think it was Chance the Rapper said it best. Shortcuts cut short long runs. So quit playing yourself. You're going to end up just double backing, triple backing to ground base. And you just got to make sure that just like put in the effort, put in the work, make sure you do it right or don't do it at all. And then you can actually get closer to where you want to go and adjust as you're going. Don't quit when things get tough. A lot of people can be around showing up, but you already quit mentally. I don't know if that's you. Not saying it's anybody on this call or if it's anybody watching the recording, but most of the time when things get very difficult, people rescind or go back into old habits because that is the normal and it is comfortable. I'm sorry, but the life that you want requires uncomfortability. So you've got to recognize like, all right, if I want that life, I need to accept that this is what it comes with and you can receive it wholeheartedly. Yo, when we first got involved in learning about digital skill sets and financial literacy, here's what I learned most. Tough times create strong people. Strong people create good times. Good times create weak people. And weak people create tough times. So you've got to recognize, y'all, if you find yourself in a tough time, toughen up. Like I literally have no patience for the aspect of someone thinking that their problems are special. Like, I'm sorry, but they're not. Everybody out here is struggling. Everybody's got their own situations, and a lot of the problems are very much similar. If you're facing something, I guarantee you at least 1,000 people on the planet are going through the same thing, if not worse. So you've got to recognize, yo, let's actually make sure that when it gets tough, I am growing through the process. I'm not just going through it. Most of the people who just go rather than grow through the process, they end up quitting because they reside back to who they once were versus who they know they can be. Period, point blank. Boom. I don't know who just dropped off, but I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I love you. Okay, anyways, number 4, don't go all the way on the first date. You gotta take some time. A relationship must come before marriage. Who just talked about that? I think that was Cam or Sam. But you literally got to make sure that you spend the intentional time to grow the connections relationship. Don't say I just got into this new little business. Y'all, words are absolutely everything. In fact, they created everything around us. So here you got to understand, Jim Rohn said this best: increase your vocabulary because it'll help you illustrate in someone else's mind a vision that they cannot see. As a leader, as somebody who is starting a business, as somebody who wants to grow an organization, as somebody who's going to manage thousands of people so that you can go and make beach money, meaning you've got to duplicate yourself, as he talked about in chapters 21, 22. You've got to recognize that the words that you choose will help you have your time. So if you consider what you do a little business, then that's all it'll ever be. Jim Rohn says it best: you increase your vocabulary, you can actually go and illustrate that better in someone's mind. Big business. I tell people all the time, yeah, bro, I own TGF Network, and we're an entire community with global partnerships, helping entrepreneurs all across the world get connected to relationships and resources. Versus, yeah, I'm a part of this community, it's cool. Now you got to recognize, y'all, words actually matter, and they have the power to create and destroy. So you've got to be mindful of how you speak when you're communicating to others on your vision, and recognize your vision ain't no little thing. It's actually a big, big, big part of what it is that's driving you to do the things that you're doing to this day to get to where you really want to go. And then he talked about don't do nothing. Shout out, Sam. If you choose to do something, that's a choice. But if you don't do anything and you default, that's also still a choice. Period. And then number 9, don't settle. I just wanted to touch on those 2 big chapters real quick, because I know some people have not read, and I think I see a brand new person on the call too. So I kind of wanted to get you in tune, girl or homie. But in that regards, man, a lot of people just settle, bro. And at the end of the day, like, it baffles me. And I actually genuinely ask my people, especially if we're building a life together, and I've noticed these certain habits or these trends, I'm like, bro, can you please help me understand why you continuously decide or choose to settle for a life that is beneath your potential, for habits and situations that lead you nowhere closer to where you truly want to go? Regardless of the fact, you've got to recognize you are made for abundance. You are not perfect. You are made in the image of perfection, and you can absolutely do anything you want in this life. You just got to have the willingness to put in energy, time, effort, and resources to figure out how to accomplish that, to grow, to apply, and to adjust so that you can get to where you truly want to go. But if you continuously settle when things get tough, settle when it doesn't go your way, settle when it seems like nothing is about to budge, settle when your friends and family talk crap, settle when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the industry and you haven't seen 6 figures, settle when you're in the toughest economic situation of your entire life. Like, just recognize, if you made your bed, you better lay in it. And as he said, don't make excuses, but recognize you have the power to change. Last thing I want to leave y'all, my mentor, Jim Rohn, taught me best online. And he said it this: here's the best part about life. You can always have more because you can become more. But the caveat is also true. If you don't become more, you'll never get more. And that decision is completely and utterly up to you. And that's the beautiful part about it. You have autonomy over the choice and the life that you live. You've got to give yourself permission to choose a life that meets the potential that you're capable of living, or you'll end up settling for a life that is beneath that potential. And I thoroughly believe we all deserve exactly what it is that God has given us in our visions and our minds to get towards. So I love you guys. I had to be really quick and to the point, even though I took a little bit. But understand, y'all, that this is absolutely amazing. Please, 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 if you have not read this book, do so ASAP Rocky. It is a very short read. We finished this book in about 3.5 weeks. And through that process, people are in tune. Yes, it's very directed towards direct sales, network marketing, affiliate marketing. But if you understand direct sales and affiliate marketing, it's literally just building a lifestyle. So it encompasses all aspects of your life, and it's going to help you go succeed in every industry, every lane that you're in, because network marketing is essentially a people building business. I don't focus on building the business. I focus on building people, because people build the business. So you just got to make sure you're doing the right things with the right intention, with the right people at the right time. Kudos to everybody. I'll throw some rockets in the chat because we ride in motion. And you'll be able to get to exactly where you want to go. So much love. I love you guys. I'll be tuned into my AirPod as I head to work, but I'll talk to y'all soon. All right, peace. Ro, Sheezy, you got the floor, girl.
What up, though? I want to talk about mindset and the second chapter, I think. I did not read the book, but I'm reading a summary of the book as we are discussing it. And mindset is really important because I'm starting to learn how uh the way that I think about things is everything. My perspective is everything. And I'm in recovery from active substance abuse and use, and that's something they talk about in there a lot too, is your way of thinking. If you could change the way of your thinking, you can change anything. And that applies here too. If I think to myself that I remember this quote from a book when I was in middle school. It's like we accept the love we think we deserve. I don't know if anybody read that book. I forget. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. But like if I think that I'm only deserving of this, then that's all I'm gonna get. And if I think that I'm only capable of achieving that, then that's what I'm gonna get. And if those things, um, yeah, so it's just about elevating your mind. I kind of had a whole thing of what I was gonna say, and now I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. But one of the first, so in the summary, it says one of the first mental shifts involves overcoming limiting beliefs and self-doubt. And it's a lot of these beliefs come from like society places them on us, and it comes from our past experiences of failure or not meeting our expectations or someone else's expectations. And they get like deeply embedded in us. And then now that's what is gonna affect all of our future decisions, right? And so I don't know, I can't think of an example, but there's been plenty of things that have happened in my life that have made me think that I'm not capable of doing great things. And so it's like what Marcos was just talking about, settling. People stay in that comfortability in that whatever area because it's what they know how to do, and it's they've convinced themselves they're not capable of getting any more or going any further. um it's self-limiting. Like no one told you you can't go run a relay race, you know, but you feel like you can't go run a relay race because you're sitting on the couch watching TV, or that's what I'm doing, but you know what I'm saying. Like um and so it really all just starts with the mind. And I don't know, how do we change our thinking is the question. How do we change our mind? Like I am working on it myself. It's affirmations are really important. Just speaking life and speaking positivity into myself and into the people around me. And that's another thing I just reminded myself I wanted to talk about. And I think the book talks about it too, is just like your environment and who you're around and what kind of um you know, your surroundings are crucial to your development, which who you're around is what you become. And I heard this around Mikhail, I think said this, or somebody in the network said this, that you are the average of the five people you spend the most time around, right? So if you're spending time around people who are just sitting in basements, getting high, playing video games, going to the bar, that's what you're gonna be. The average of that, not even the best of that, right? If you are going to like conventions where people are talking about how they have advanced their business and their whatever, you know, like you're gonna start to pick up on those things and become that. Um, like me personally, I don't spend a lot of time doing a whole lot of, I spend a lot of time isolated in my apartment with my daughter because I work from home. And that's not something that I want to continue to do just because what I want to do in my life is travel and meet people and have fun and experience things, right? So that's never going to happen if I just sit in my apartment and continue to work this 9 to 5 job. It will it will keep me stable, it will keep us taken care of, but like Marcos just said, if you want more, you have to go for more. And somebody else said something else that I wanted to go back on. Let's mute myself. I'm not done. Um, but yeah, mindset and the way you think, I just think that that's really crucial because it's the foundation of everything. If you it could be a sunny day out and it's beautiful, but if your mindset is it's gonna be a shitty day because I don't have any bread, so I can't go do anything. Like you actually could go step outside and take a walk and soak up the sun, Like that's how simple a mindset shift is and perspective shift is. I think I'm gonna wrap up with that because I didn't really read the book, so I don't want to say too much.
So normally what we do is we have you popcorn somebody and call on somebody
Oh,
name. Call.
can I pick
You feel
somebody?
welcome. Anybody who hasn't gone yet.
Imani, do you want to go?
Hey y'all, I'm in the middle of having an asthma attack, so I'm not gonna go, but I'm very calm when I have asthma attacks, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna go. I I'm waiting for the next book, so happy Saturday.
Okay,
And
how
then
about
also
Appreciate you.
my friend Kia, she's on the call. Thanks for showing up. She she will not also be going. I'm trying to get her to come in and like listen in to everything. So
Yeah,
thanks for everybody for sharing. So appreciate it.
let's go. Hey, well, definitely big prayers up for you, girl. We hope you feel better. I know how that goes. Tell them get you that little joint, you know what I'm saying? The little, the prednisone. Tell them get you one of those, sit you down real quick. I had asthma for the first 20 years of my life, so I definitely knows how that goes. It's wild.
Jesus, yeah. I
Yeah.
actually started taking like natural herbs and tinctures.
Mm,
I found these people, Kim Folk Apothecary, Kind Folk Apothecary, and it's helped me a lot. So I'm kind of doing the natural way of it now, and
okay.
it's helped. I literally haven't been sick since I started taking it, and then I ran out and I got sick. So let me know how you got rid of your asthma. We'll talk about that later.
I ran.
Talk about that.
I ain't gonna lie, I ran and rollerbladed. That's literally what I did, and all of a sudden it just stopped. Like ultimately, what happens with asthma, real
That's
quick,
dope.
y'all, health lesson, and I'm not even a health professional, I'm just talking from experience. With asthma, basically what happens is your alveoli, which are like those little pockets that hold the oxygen in your lungs, they shrink as you're having an asthma attack, and it's why you can't hold as much air. And so in that, you've got to like somehow stretch those bubbles so even when they start to shrink, they don't shrink as much. That's kind of was my mentality on it. And that's why I just started, like, I wasn't working out crazy because y'all know I'm not like the gym guy. But at the same time, I got really in tune with my fitness and just started pushing myself just a little bit harder. And over time, I think I just worked it out because I haven't had an asthma attack in, well, I'm 29, about 9 years. Actually, I think I just lied. It's probably been about 6 years since I had my last asthma attack. And then that time they scared me so much in the hospital because they put a whole bunch of something that was wrong in my IV that I was like, I don't ever want to go through this again. So I just worked it until I didn't have to go back. And even if I do ever have to go back, I ain't going back. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll chop it up about it. I'll send you some things. But I mean, I'll just take it from here since Maya has been talking. My apologies, y'all. What's going on? This book has been fire. Everybody's outlook on it has been fire. Truly, I appreciate everybody who's shown up this morning. Definitely big prayers go out to Imani because I was looking forward to hearing her take on this call. I'm not gonna lie to you. But with that, y'all, also everybody else who's brand new, thank you guys for hopping on this morning. Curtis, I see you. It's popping, bro. Good to see you. Kia, I see you as well. Eliza, brand new. I know she's an hour into the book, hasn't finished the second hour, but I appreciate you hopping on as well. And I just appreciate y'all hopping on here and taking your growth serious. It's a Saturday morning, afternoon. You literally could be doing anything on the planet right now, and you guys are prioritizing your personal growth. So I appreciate that first and foremost. Hopping into this thing, one of the reasons why most people fail, I didn't get to cover anything last week, so I just wanted to cover this real quick. One of the reasons why most people fail in anything and not just network marketing, because as Marcus said, network marketing is truly the basis of all business. The skill sets that you learn here and develop here, the leadership skills that you learn and develop, like the relationships that you grow, it literally is the basis of business. That's why they say this industry is the place where the average person can have the most opportunity to live the above average life, period. So the reason why most people fail and the number one downfall in most network marketers is a short attention span. That was the realest thing I read. I was like, yo, that is facts. Because majority of people can't stay excited about something long enough to actually receive results. It's real life. And that is talked about in this book. So I'm excited for you to read it. It's in the digital library. But I'm going to go into that as well. Because he talks about it a little bit. But ultimately, big emotions are definitely a lot to get through. And he gives some tips on how to get through some of these things in the process. But ultimately, when we have a short attention span, most of us, we get excited. Then, for some reason, something happens. We can't stand it. The excitement wears off. And we can't seem to get back to what we were doing. So we tend to just look at something else and go do something else. What I call shiny object mentality. It's like, oh, hey, that looks better over there. Let me go try that. That looks better over there. Let me go try that. No, you figure out where's an environment conducive to your growth. And if it's making you a little uncomfortable, stay there and run it. Period. That's literally how that goes. So ultimately, I'm grateful because in my big facts, in my career, like I've had a couple of spaces where, you know, it wasn't that my attention span lowered. It was really that I realized where I want to go is way further than where I'm at. So I got to get into an environment that's conducive to growth. And he talks about that as well. So it's one thing that definitely helped me. But truly, when it comes to this business show, if you can stay excited more than everybody else and longer than everybody else, show up before anybody else, you can have success here. It's all I've ever done for 11 straight years is I've just showed up when everybody else didn't want to show up. I just helped people when everybody else didn't want to help those people. I just literally went and worked when nobody else wanted to work. The biggest season of my career came from me working when the whole world did not want to work. Literally, if you recognize exactly what everybody else wants to do and then do the opposite, I guarantee that you'll have success in whatever you're doing, period. Because majority of people stay average because they do average things just like everybody else around them, period. They have short attention spans, just like everybody else around them. Meet anybody of an older generation and they'll tell you how long they've been working where they were at. Why do you think majority of those older people have quote unquote successful lives? And when I say successful lives, I mean whatever worthy ideal that they were chasing, they have actually attained. Majority of our grandparents are the ones helping us out when we're calling them for help. Why do you think that is? Because they stayed excited about something longer than anybody else. They found their space and they stayed in it, period. So number one thing, once you feel your attention span getting short, try and widen that thing. Get around some people who's widened, find something else to get excited about, or go help somebody and go reignite your passion. That's what literally always does it for me. You might not have that type of passion to serve. Something might really fan your flame a different way. Just figure out exactly what that is. Because in this process, it's really hard to stay motivated. Like people literally fail all the time in this business. And it's because they cannot stay motivated. That's why we recommend systems like this, where it's motivation every other day. It's systems that you can plug into where you're getting fed with your spirit every other day, literally. That's why we do this. It's one of our retention systems. It's one of our, honestly, this is one of our momentum systems, truth be told, because what happens here is people are able to release exactly what kind of big emotions they're going through, things that are going on, read some applicable information, hear some applicable perspectives, and then from there get reignited and go into the world, disperse and multiply, I like to say. But some things that he kind of goes through on how you cannot just keep a short attention span and how you can really keep it longer is one, first and foremost, realize that you are a company owner. This is a business. You are a business owner. You must have a long-term perspective. Period. You get a 1099 at the end of the year. Period. We get a 1099 from our website and our LLC at the end of the year. Like it's a business model. You literally have to go and build it, and you got to build it long term if you're going to be an affiliate in the space. Like you legit got to be like, okay, I'm ready for a 10-year run. Like who the hell wants to make beach money for a year? None of y'all. So why would you quit after 365 days? You've literally got to like set yourself up and start with the end in mind. So one, realize that you're a company owner. Two, stay close to the fire. That's a big thing that most people forget when they're going through big emotions. Most people isolate themselves when they go through big things. I challenge you to hop on a call and try and speak on that call when you're going through something huge. Amber smiled just now because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She'd be doing this on her PC calls. She'd be going through stuff just like we'd be going through stuff, and hops on a Monday and gives a whole value session. Literally does her thing for all her people every single day and shows up. If you do that while you're going through your big emotions, even if you feel like you don't have any people to show up for, I promise you, if you don't need the meeting needs you. That's what it was drilled into my face in my first company. You don't need the meeting needs you. Even if you don't have no guests, you show up. Even if you ain't read the book, you show up. Period. Because what'll happen is you gain a deeper understanding. And then one day your ass is going to read the book. And once you read the book, you're like, man, I really understand exactly what they were talking about. And you overstand it instead of understand it because you didn't just hear the information for the first time. Period. So staying close to the campfire is crucial. The third thing, definitely the hugest thing, let it go. Ligmo, let it go and move on. Period. That's one of the biggest things. I just did a whole value session on rolling with the punches. You just gotta realize like, yo, it's not that bad. And what's going on right now is not gonna change the course of history. Therefore, it's not that big of a deal. Period. Yo, I dropped bags this week to move in. Bags this week. It was actually crazy what I had to go through to move into my crib. And then my phone bill was due, which is why my ass is at Caribou because my Wi-Fi is on my phone bill. So I got a whole nother thing to go through today. But am I tripping? No. Did I drive my ass over to a Caribou with no maps, no Wi-Fi, no nothing, trying to find it? Because I just moved to a whole city I'm not from. Yes. And we started this book club, and I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be the last person to get off of this book club. Period. You've got to show up even when you're going through stuff. And it helps to be transparent about it and not try and keep up some type of facade because this is a real business we're building. Like I real life have hundreds of people to serve. What am I going to do? I show up and cancel book club on all y'all so you can't get fed today? So then you can keep the same emotions that you had when you woke up this morning and go on throughout the day and just stumble on through? Or do I set you up for success, set you up for winning by creating a conducive environment for that? And me by going through whatever I got to go through in order to get here. That's what you do when you leave. That's what you do when you have a business like this. You let your problems go, you move on, and you start to focus on others. And then what happens is you figure out ways on how to actually move and group. Period. It's called being a business owner. You get to create money every single day. I absolutely love this shit. It's big challenges every day. Yo, if I can do this, quit playing with me. Just wait. Just wait till I got M's. I'm gonna be helping hella people, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun because I'm gonna remember exactly what this felt like. That's it. So if you let it go and move on, you can find a new, different type of motivation. Truly. Now, when it comes to managing your team, this was huge too. Chapter 21. He said I work for about 4 hours per day. During my work, I will be doing three-way calls with members of my team, sharing my opportunity, holding a small group meeting or training, doing a web seminar, answering emails, or returning calls. The other 20 hours per day, I sleep, work out, socialize, study, read, travel, and so on. Then he talked about once a week, he takes 2 or 3 days off. Once every 2 months, he takes 1 week off. And here's some of the trips he took in the last month. Europe for a week, Caribbean cruise for a week. And then he also went on a few different trainings. what's crazy is majority of people think that, especially because they see how hard me and Marcus go right now. Like they think that you need to build this business all day, every day. I don't know, Cam, me and you have a mutual friend who works at the Cub Foods in Savage. I don't know that man's name. I always forget his short. He's got a tattoo in his hand. White dude. Don't remember his name, but I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna show you. We're gonna chop it up with him today. But I had an interesting conversation with him at Cub at like midnight the night before I moved. And he was just telling me like, yeah, bro, like, man, I don't know how you do it, bro. Like literally to grind all day, get off of work, and then go grind all night long to go and build a business. He's like, bro, I literally just couldn't do it. And I was like, bro, that's exactly why you work at Cub Foods and you're broke. And he was not expecting me to say that shit at all to him, I could tell. Because I'm usually nice, Mikhail, and I just don't have it in me these days. I'm just blunt, transparent, Mikhail, these days. So with that, I was like, bro, let's just be real for a second, bro. You're working here at midnight. What do you mean you don't have time? You should make time. And he was like, bro, I know, but just like Forex, more ventures and doing the meetings and this, that, and the third. I said, bro, here's the thing, man. I used to work 18 hours a day. And now let me show you my schedule. And I whip open the calendar and it looks crazy because there's hella blue in my calendar. And I click on a day and I break it down. And I was like, dude, I did 5 meetings today. In between, I had a few phone calls. And then I've been chilling. I've been working. That's why I'm literally tired. Actually moving my whole home. I'm about to do this shit in 48 hours. Like, nigga, I'm tired. But, bro, what are we talking about here? Yes, I grinded for 6 straight years on and off part-time jobs here and there. But in year number 6, we went from 0 to 6 figures. Beach money. What was dope is the last chapter of this book is called Freedom. Those of you guys that have known me a little while, y'all know the the title of my book. It's called Freedom. He talked about it in here. Have you ever thought about writing your own book? I'm like, man, it's crazy to actually understand that a nigga had beach money. Here's what's dope. If you go and read my book, you'll understand that it's not just about setting a goal. It's about what comes after the goal and maintaining it. And that is one thing that in the old way of network marketing and what we have here, this is why I love what we have here, because in the old way of network marketing, when I got started, and honestly, when Jordan made his $1 million run as well, yo, they weren't teaching financial literacy in the process. They just taught you how to go get the beach money. Here's one thing that we dial in on in this industry, and I just don't want to miss the message and miss the moment to really explain it here because I got a lot of new people on the call, and y'all need to hear this because we ain't said it in a while. The main goal here is not to just build a residual income with a network marketing platform. The main goal here is to create residual income, passive income, so that it fuels your beach money lifestyle. And then also learn financial literacy in the process so that when something happens, because it is inevitable, I hit my 6-figure mark and then my company literally filed bankruptcy 9 months later in the midst of a 6-figure run. Like, oh, we ain't paying y'all, sorry. Imagine going from 20K a month to 0. When that happened, I had no financial literacy whatsoever. I did not know how to keep it, period. I spent all my savings trying to live, and then eventually I had to get out here and grind again. And what we've built here is just so that, one, my damn self doesn't ever have to go through that again. But 2, so that everybody in our career, all the people that we are leading, don't ever have to go through that as well. Period. Shout out to Eliza on this call. We low key putting together some things. I'm excited for the future, y'all. But like, y'all, we are doing something that's a lot bigger than the industry. And I just want y'all to understand that this industry is a stepping stone. It is a stepping stone to get to where you want to get to. Period. That is all it is, because it essentially beach money and freedom is building a business that is insignificant to your time. That growth is insignificant to your time. As in, you can be over here and the business can be over here and it can be doing its thing. You can be doing your thing. Period. That is the point here. And I just didn't want to miss my mark and able to like really explain that message, because we can get so caught up in the opportunity and get so excited. And this is why we have a short attention span, because we build up so much excitement that it feels like a high. And then what do you have after a high? You have a crash. And that's usually something that happens in your life. And it's literally like, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I can like, no, we're not doing that. We're just going to keep a long-term focus here, and we're not going to get way too excited. We're not going to get too low. We're going to keep it steady Eddie, period. And we're going to consistently climb up and compound and get better 1% every single day. Learn new financial skills 1% every single day. Learn new leadership skills 1% every single day. You look up in 365 days and you're 365% past where you were. And that happens every year. And eventually it starts to compound because you start to build different systems that you are not necessary. I could not speak on this call and y'all could go through this thing and kill it too. Whole squad could. Why? Because we literally have leaders in place that are here that have already given some game. We got brand new people that are giving game. We have a system, a leadership duplication system here. And if you just go through it and you stay in tune with it, what you can literally do is build the life that you want. That's it. When he talked about managing your team, he went into some things that I was like, yo, these are all fire. And everybody hit him today, which was dope. He said, don't cut corners on the important things. It's real life. Don't quit when things get tough. It's real life. One of the things that he can guarantee and I can guarantee, it's going to get real in the field. Period. Curtis, is it real in the field right now? It's real in the field right now. Cam, is it real in the field right now? Real in the look. Jules like, hell yeah, it's real in the field right now. Rochelle, is it real in the field right now?
You already know.
She said, I'm unmuting for that. You already know the vibes. Imani, we already know it's real in the field, girl. You ain't even got to say them. It's okay. Say them lungs. Say them lungs.
I still say it, y'all. It's too real. It's too real up in here, you know?
Listen, it's real life. Things will get tough and you will want to quit on every single part of your process. Like, I just want to let y'all know, I've seen people quit at all types of different levels. And this is dope because I felt like I was speaking what I was reading. I was like, I can literally say this and like say it with truth. I have literally seen people quit at $100,000 a month. Exactly. Crazy. It's wild. But there's always a reason. There's always something going on in life. There's always big problems. There's always new opportunities. I've seen people quit at $10,000 a month. I've seen people quit right before a person came in on their team and that person went and put in thousands. I've seen people quit before they even had a chance to figure out exactly what they got started with. People quit all day, every single day. What I want you guys to know and understand and also take to heart, don't you quit now that you know that that's the only way that you can lose. Period. On your big vision, on your vision of freedom, don't quit. Like, actually stay in tune with it. Go all the way. Even when it gets scary, keep going. And you'll understand that as you continuously go forward, yo, this thing just ends up getting sweeter and sweeter. You look back like, wow, we're really doing this, bro. It's crazy. But just burn the exactly what Cam said. Just burn the ships to anything else and just actually go for it. Period, point blank. And when it gets tough, just keep going. Adjust. Literally. When he said don't go all the way on the first date, Marcus touched on these, so I ain't gonna spend too much time. That was fire. But literally just care when you're meeting people. Don't meet people with an intention. Don't be out here trying to recruit people. I always tell people, yo, don't go out to sponsor people. Don't do that. Period. Go out and meet people that you actually like and then show them what you've got going on. And more than likely, they'll like it too. Period. Be intentional when you're meeting new people outside and just actually build out your Rolodex and actually build out your contacts. I met people 10 years ago, random, that I didn't even know would be significant people in my life that ended up being some of the best friends in my life. I sat down next to a guy and ended up creating a real relationship with him, not trying to recruit him at all whatsoever. And that guy ended up being my business partner. And we founded TGF Network together, that which you guys are all a part of. Literally, I've met some of the most, I met a guy named Anthony on the plane coming back from the Soul Train Awards back in 2018, right after I got back from Asia. And this man ended up being one of my very good friends, taking care of my parents when they actually went through something. down in Miami, went and pulled up on him, hooked him up with a care package, the whole nine. He's fought my book. I've kicked it down there with him the whole nine. And I met him on the plane. We've never done business together. Literally, you got to just be intentional. And when you're outside and you're talking about your business, last thing, don't ever, 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 ever diminish what we got going on. Look, we also met a guy named Nate. Yes, sir. Yes, crypto Nate, I did. OG, triple OG. We had some amazing conversations in a whole bunch of amazing places. I watched that man go from literal atheist, not atheist, but just not believing to saved. I watched that man go from not married to married. You'll meet some amazing people if you don't have an agenda, period. And when they talk about don't go all the way on the first day, like don't say I just got into a little business, as I was saying. Like, yo, don't diminish what we got going on. It's disrespectful. It's like worrying. You know what I'm saying? When you worry, when you stress, for all you believers on here, you realize you're spitting in the face of God. It's kind of crazy. When you diminish what you're building and the business that you're building, you realize you're spitting on your dream. Oh, I got this little thing I'm building. Oh, I'm just a part of this little thing. Man, quit playing with me. You better recognize your opportunity. And if you don't, you better read up about it. Go take our 90-day run challenge. Go through that thing. And as you go through it, the first things that it'll do, it'll have you look up some facts and figures about this industry, about how many millionaires this industry has created, about what type of opportunity that you have. We literally get to have people on our calls who are doing $1 million days. And these are the people that we get to learn from. You better not diminish this opportunity to anybody, because what you do is you automatically plant a seed in that person's head that this is small, that it really doesn't matter. It does your business no justice, first and foremost, but when you plant that seed to your friend and then you try and show them, you wonder why they say no. One of the other things that he talked about was, one, like, don't talk about the business to people. I have a whole problem with this, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, gonna be transparent. I have a whole problem with this. I talk about the business to everybody because it's my life and it's all that I do, literally. And so at times when I'm consciously talking, I'm aware of what I'm saying, and be like, oh shit, I'm complaining about the business right now. Like, switch it up. Because ultimately, yo, one, I don't care. And two, it honestly just diminishes the opportunity that which could help them. You literally just shot one of their targets out of the air. Just threw it down. Quit playing with me. You can't go hit that one. Because if you literally, it all starts with the mind. And if you start with a perception of how this is going to go, I promise you, it's going to end that way. Like Cam, I'm going to use you as a guinea pig real fast. I'm sorry, brother. Yes. When it comes to Cam, 2 years ago when I got started with I Am Mastery Academy, he's like, man, bro, I mean, just because it's you, bro, I'm gonna get started. But like, hey, real life, bro, I don't want to do that. And he had absolutely no success there while he got started with us 2 years ago. When we did this together, as he joined TGF and he recognized the big vision of TGF and what he was doing and the economy and what we were bringing and how the conversation was different. Hey, we're launching the United States market. Hey, we're about to take this thing to thousands of people over the next 365 days. Hey, we are partnering with this company. I'm not just joining a company. Here, we're going to get you in tune with the CEO and founder. When we took it that serious, so did he. He's having results, residual earner, and killing it on the trading side, and bringing in some huge things that we're about to unveil to squad. Some huge things. There are so many plans in the works on the back end. Listen, it's game time. I'm excited. But with that, y'all, like, as you go forward in this business of being an affiliate in the direct sales space, or just in your business, period, like, one, you've got to understand that your perspective is everything. Shout out Rochelle. But also, you've literally just got to not settle for whatever kind of doubts that you may have either, because they literally pop up in the process. Period. Another thing he talked about was don't stalk or bug people that tell you no. That was fire. I don't even be talking to people again after they tell me no. I might hit you every once in a while, check in and just check in on you. But here's what he said. This was dope. He said, I was, wait, excuse me. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, don't do that. So stop trying to recruit people that tell you no. They know you want them. Stay in touch. Be kind. Be generous. And this last part. And look for ways that you can help them grow. They will watch you, and it's possible over time that they will come to you when they are ready if you keep the doors open. If you find yourself chasing, stalking, groveling, bothering, or begging others to join in your business, stop it. Period. Stop begging. They do not have what you want. Stop begging them for whatever that they have. You've got the deal. Period, point blank. And if you just keep a good relationship and intentionally look for ways to grow together, business people recognize that and they will do business with you because they'll understand, oh, they're not just trying to recruit me into their little business. They're actually trying to do big business with me and partner on a huge level and help me grow and take what I want to do to the next level as well. When you can shift your mindset there, that's when massive success happens in the direct sales space. Literally, that's all, every big run that I've ever had. That's how I shifted my energy. That was it, period. So last but not least, he said, don't settle. And he just talked about freedom, y'all. And I kind of spoke about that already as well. So I ain't gonna go too much into it. But man, when it comes down to it, there are so many different strategies in this book. And this business model literally is a luxury. That is facts. This business model has changed so many lives. And I feel like it has become so watered down over the last 8 to 10 years because of everything that's available on social media and the ways in which so many people can make money online now, that I just feel that a lot of people have really like just lost the understanding for like what this business is literally about. And he talks about it. It's one of the last sentences in the book. He says, in fact, the more people that you help achieve their beach money dreams, the closer you will get to yours. That's all this industry is about, is helping people actually go and achieve their beach money dreams. Understand that that didn't say, in fact, the more people that you help go and learn how to trade, the closer you will get to your dream of beach money. It didn't say the more people you help go and sell whatever the case may be, whatever network marketing company's product, the closer you will get to your dream of beach money. It didn't say any of that. It said the more people you can help achieve their beach money dreams, the closer you will get to yours. All that means is if you can go and serve people and go and help their missions, their dreams, their goals come true, actually break their dreams down to goals, break it down to an executable game plan and help them stay accountable on actually executing the steps, you can get to where you want to go. Period. I've been in this game 11 years. I've had an amazing time. I've been on well over 100 vacations and I started counting 5 years ago. We've been able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars in this industry. Literally, the only difference was between me and everybody else that I was around that started in the business in the same season as me, is I just kept serving people and wanting to help their visions and goals come true. And in that, that is what set me apart. That's what made me a top recruiter in 3 different companies that I was in as well. And now this third, this is why we've been able to partner up with the CEO of a company that's doing $30 million a month and launch their US market. Like, it's different when you actually look to serve. And that's the last thing that I'm definitely going to end on, y'all. So I appreciate y'all for actually wrapping up this book with us, because truly it's different. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to anybody else who would like to speak. And I'm just grateful for the entire opportunity to do what we do every single Saturday. I'll chop it up and hear everybody's perspective as well. Throw our agendas out the door and literally just be present. And like I said, intentionally prioritize our personal growth. So with that being said, I know that Eliza listened to majority of the book, and I know that Crypto Nate's been on here a minute. So whichever one of y'all want to go first and take us home, you guys definitely can.
You expect us to go after you, big dog, with the
Yeah, bro. You got $1 million
dropping all that
story,
sauce
Pink.
over there, bro. Dropping all that sauce over there. Nah, man. I have a little thing written down on my note. It kind of just goes back to what Sam was saying, really, man, and what everybody was really bringing into it was going through like the mistakes. Uh, you how the book brings up a lot of the mistakes that he's made and went through and how he responded to it. Um, I think excuse my language, but I think the mistakes have been the most challenging part of as going through my journey. I think it's been something that I've had to learn to reflect on and quit trying so hard um, to understand. And I figured out that when mistakes happen, um, it feels like you're getting tested a lot and you're going through a lot more losses than you usually go through. But I figured out that when you are going through a lot of tests and it seems like they're coming run right after another, it's just preparing you for the big one that's around the corner. Uh, when you get a lot more and you start seeing a lot tougher ones, means you're on the right track and you're going to land exactly where you are. And I used to worry about why I wasn't receiving, and now I worry about how I'm going to receive. And I was trying too hard to understand too much, and not leaning on the Lord. And one of my favorite Bible verses that has stuck with me probably since I started this business um, 2 years ago was Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It's trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not only on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. And I truly believe in that because, man, I'm someone who's battled with a lot of depression, a lot of self-love issues, and I was able to overcome a lot of that. And I still have those to today. They never really leave you, but you start to handle them a lot differently. Um, and right now I have this feeling, man, it's just weird. I wake up every morning now and I'm just like, man, this feels different. Crypto feels different. Reading feels different. The way I walk feels different. Uh, Seeing a lot more success in my industry, but it's really not where I want to be. And the reason I know that I'm going to see a lot coming forth, especially in 2025, is just because I've seen a lot of battles within myself, and I've always ended up on top. I'm not ending up on the bottom. I'm not staying where I'm at. And it's all just been because I've been able to lean upon the Lord and quit trying too hard to understand what's going to happen in the future. I'm just staying in the moment, working on the crypto, sharing the knowledge with y'all. By the way, guys, if y'all ain't using that thing, go up in there, get the sauce, because all this crypto is really, really going to happen in 2025. And I'm literally dedicated to this thing to help y'all. And a lot of the information I put out there is for y'all to use for free, no charge at all. I've been getting in contact with a lot of people on Twitter that have over 200,000 followers. And there's a guy named Justin that I just met who sent me his sniping software. And I'm actually utilizing that so that I can help create a system for TGF that is going to help us see the short-term gains, the 1 month gains in these meme coins, and really snipe it out. I'm growing this thing, and I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for TGF and the community that we built. So I'm excited for where we're going, and just know that you're not going to see the results you really want to see, until 5 to 6 years. Always have that plan. Like, you're still growing, so you're not going to be where you're at yet. But our job is strictly only to work. Don't worry about understanding anything. Just work, 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 work. I have quit worrying about the future and quit worrying about my past, and have understand that everybody has a past and everybody has a lot of negativity that we face growing up, especially being, with lower income families and dealing with a lot. And I know a lot of us on this call can relate to that. Not having a lot of money, not growing up with a lot, and just growing up with what we have. And I think that as itself is a blessing. There's a lot of people that don't have much. There's a lot of third world countries who can't even really get food or water. And that's where I kind of stopped my thinking, was stop worrying about your problems and start putting other people's problems first. Uh, when that happens, you see a lot more blessings get turned to your way, but not only that, to the people that you love start to receive a lot more just because you started to put others before yourself. Very thankful for this opportunity again, y'all. Thanks for letting me speak for a little bit. I think it was, I don't know who was next. Eliza, I think Eliza was next.
Hi guys, Eliza. So I still have like an hour and a half of the book left, but from what I was reading, a lot of it is like momentum and not giving up, really just mindset. Another big thing is like taking action. So a little about myself. I've been on my own since I was 14, so I pretty much knew how to survive at a young age, and I'm a single mom also. So in my 20s, I don't know if you guys know I was in the military, but I bought my house when I was 26. I got, several degrees, and I did all of that on my own without like any family or support. And the biggest thing is just taking action. So if it's network marketing and building your business, learning about crypto, investing, like you really just got to take action. So that's the biggest thing that I'm getting from the book, is just not giving up and just keep going. And that's something that you can implement in anything that you have in your life. So just take action. If you don't know what to do or you're feeling lost, just take action. You have to do something about it. Thank you. That's what I have.
Hey, quick, easy, and precise. I like that. Appreciate it. Look, she hopped off. So, with that being said, oh, just kidding. She didn't hop off. Somebody else hopped off. There it went. Oh, got squares over y'all faces. I got the chat over there. So, whole squad snap today. Curtis, would you like to say anything, sir, in closing? Wrap us up. What you liked about today? No, it's all good. Let's pop it.
Nothing, just glad I was able to listen in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad y'all were here, man. I appreciate y'all taking out some time. Next week we are going to be starting a new book, y'all. This is the OG triple OG of books when it comes to the book club. This is one that we throw in the roto every single year as well. This one is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Crazy, because I think, Rochelle, that you might have been on a book club once when we were reading this actually last time. But we gonna read some RDPD, and I'm excited, y'all. This will be like my fourth time rereading this book. Truly, you'll always just understand different things at different levels. And yes, most definitely. Most definitely, Amber. Just seen your question. Like when it comes to this book, y'all, you gain such a different understanding when you read it at different levels, and being able to read this book multiple times truly has given me a lot of the basis of financial literacy that I've built upon over the last few years as well. Because as I said, when I went on my first run, I literally had none at all whatsoever. I didn't understand any of this. I didn't know what to do with my money. I didn't prioritize investing, none of that. So truly, look, taught my daughter a lot from this book. She's 10, Eliza said. OG, triple OG. They also even have a Rich Dad Poor Dad for kids. Shout out to Robert Kiyosaki real quick. He's got so many different resources to be able to not only one, learn this information, but also two, teach this information to your children, to your family as well. And this is how you change generations. It's not about what you pass down. It's about the knowledge that you leave. That's what makes a difference. Y'all heard Marcus say it. Tough times create great people create easy times create weak people. So if you can pass down the knowledge on each generation, no matter what, and you can get those iconic lessons to stay, you can change everything. They can be dealing with completely different problems 3-4 generations from now than you're dealing with. That's all it is. So with that being said, shout out Cam. After this book, we're all playing his game Cash Flow. High key, I think you can play it online, and I think we should do a TGF game of that. When we do, like, we did a social media meetup the first time that we did this. And we all went and got the book, got the game to do it down in Texas, and then we never played it. So I'm down for that. We can definitely do a Minnesota chapter meetup and play the game regardless too for my Minnesota folks. But with that being said, y'all, we're gonna get it in. Next week's chapters that we're reading. Let me just go to those. We are going to be going through the intro in chapter 1, which that poor dad is not like Beach Money. They are not 2-page chapters. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit longer than that. So go through the intro in chapter 1 next Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be on this Zoom again, getting it cracking and going through that thing. If you do not have the book, go to your nearest Barnes and Noble. Go to your nearest, I bet you they have it at Walmart, at Target, and grab the book. If you cannot grab the book, we have an entire, or the library, and go check the book out. It's free. Or if you cannot make it to any of these places, inside of your phone in the TGF app or on the website within the TGF Student Suite, on the left, you will see the digital library. If you click on it, it is within there. If I'm not mistaken, it's in the financial literacy folder. Within that folder, you'll find Rich Dad Poor Dad. It'll literally let you download the entire book right to your phone. So please tune in, do this for yourself, do this for your family, do this for your loved ones, so that we can get your financial house in order. Because once you take out that worry of your life, you can begin to go and do more, be more, help more, serve more. Truly, you got to take care and feed your own self before you can go and feed others. So let's get fed. I appreciate y'all. Let's connect real quick. I'm gonna pass it back to Amber unless you did it privately. Go ahead. Boom.
Hey,
Amber, close us out.
I was gonna do it. So to Eliza and Ro, I was gonna like get off and like search for y'all's information and ask McCount all this stuff, but I was like, why not just talk to you here on the call? So we do have a women's empowerment group called Powerful Creator, and we have a call every Tuesday. And so the way that we were having a conversation here, some of the things that we were talking about, and I know some of the things that Ro wanted to specifically talk about is along the same topics that we talk about on that call as well. And so it's just another opportunity for you to, check in with the community, to have an ongoing powerful conversation. It's literally called Powerful Creator Conversation. So it's Tuesdays at 8:30. And so I can send the link to the event really quickly. And I'm pretty sure I follow all of y'all on social media. Actually, I cannot find Ro anymore. I was looking for you, girl. But
Hey, it's because it's Rose Sheezy. I'll send you her IG, bro.
okay,
Yeah, I
think
DM'd
was
her with my Amber. I DM'd you my number and my Instagram.
did you okay. Alrighty. Let me save this info. But yes, Powerful Creator is specifically for women. So the call is gonna be us ladies on the call. Very Imani on the call. Kia be on the call. So I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna send this link. And I have y'all's info. Okay, well.
Yeah, come check it out. Come join us. We have fun in there. It's so great for the women, the ladies.
Oh,
it's a
and
vibe.
Cam.
Then Jules.
And Jules, yeah, sorry, I was searching for your name. Yes, girl, I've reached out to you on Insta. I'm not sure if you got my message. Probably went to scam or something, but
I definitely
again. Huh?
I said I got your message. We just been going through so much. So I'm so sorry I've not gotten back to you, but
It's
I'm
all
definitely
good.
hopping on that call.
Okay, I'll send you the link too.
Y'all said Tuesday 8:30. I will make sure to tailor some time so she can make sure that happens.
Come on,
So yeah, I got you. She ain't got no excuses. She on that call.
Oh no.
And it's like a free flowing call, and it gets kind of long. We'd be on the call for like a couple hours, so like you don't have to be on the call that long. You could chime in, share whenever you are done. You could
Hey, look, Chart Talk be taking the same amount of time. I'm not stressing. Well, we will make it work.
I'm just saying, I don't want y'all like expect to be on the call the whole time. If you don't want to, but okay, well, excited to be on the call. Okay, that's fine.
Well, let's get it, y'all. I will see you guys next week. on the book club.
last
Obviously, you guys know tonight we have the social media call at 6 p.m. Tune in, most definitely. Please do. If you guys are in tune with everything going on with Infinity and TGF, that is definitely a space that you are going to want to be in. So you understand and learn the social media strategy that we are deploying right now. So with that being said, hop on, campaign, and I will see y'all soon. Actually, it might be at 3 p.m. So I'm going to check that and I'm going to send a whole push notification.
Yep, it's at 3 p.m.
It's at 3 p.m. Definitely just at 6 p.m. I was thinking it was Saturday. But love y'all. Let's get it in. I will talk to you guys soon.